Hello, everyone. Today is Thursday, February 10th, 2022 at 3:56 a.m. in the morning. I'm hoping y'all can hear me. I got the heater on and my right ear is feeling stopped up and closed, and the left ear at the very second is popping. And um I try to put some coconut oil in both ears. The right ear, it even on the outside, it hurts. So at about 1 o'clock, I thought I was for sure gonna get to fall asleep. I think I tried to go to bed at it was about 12:45 or something this morning, and I around 1 o'clock I tried to go to sleep but couldn't, and I kept twisting and turning. Oh man, I feel just horrible. But I had to keep. Hold up. I had to keep blowing my nose all night long. I had to keep blowing my nose. And at the moment, I'm feeling restless, and I'm feeling I'm not going to do it, but I feel this urge, physical energy, to want to either run forever like Forrest Gump, or jump on a bed like the Five Little Monkeys. I haven't had that feeling in a little while, you know. So my left ear, it seems like it's feeling a little bit better, and it's a little more open and a little more clear as well. But the right ear is feeling pretty much like how the left ear felt the other day. Oh man, so much pain. Oh, even here it's puffy and swollen. Um, the swelling is a little reduced on this side, but it's really bad on this side right here. It's sensitive to touch, even the earlobe and everything. Um, so I read other targeted individuals have said that because there was one targeted individual on Twitter who questioned me about it, and then um, she said, "Are you sure they aren't hitting you with dooms? You know, the directed energy weapons to cause your teeth to start cracking and breaking." And so I wouldn't be surprised. But other targeted individuals I've been seeing saying that their teeth have been attacked also. And I figure that it's the gang stalkers' way to try to prevent me from eating or enjoying food. And they condemn me and call me the trigger word greedy. You know, they criminalize me for eating. So you perps got y'all wish, because I'm pretty much kind of feeling like I'm borderline. I feel like as if I'm borderline starving or halfway starving. You know. So it is just not a good feeling at all. And so I read another targeted individual. He had a blog that said that the nanotechnology and smart dust and Morgellons was ruined his teeth. And I feel like I can't believe I'm going through this. And I can't believe I'm going through this. I'm 38 years old. And so you know, the abscess, it pretty much seems like it's gone. Mostly gone. And but I guess there's still a chance for it to come back. But I fought it. It took me a long time. I feel like I wish I would have known of what to do better or what to do differently. But I think that when I mixed the activated charcoal and the bentonite clay and put it on my tooth, it caused part of the filling to break. And this happened like almost a month ago. It caused the filling to break, a piece of the, no, not the whole filling, but a piece of the filling to break. And then when that broke off, it caused my teeth to crack. But me, trying to get rid of the doggone abscess. So the abscess area seems like it hasn't tried to swell or anything like that for the past week or week and a half. And maybe because I haven't been eating like desserts and stuff. But eating desserts because of feeling depressed due and trying to cope with what's unbearable, and I'm isolated and all to myself and having really no other TIs that I can talk to. And you will hear commonly with the targeted individual, the same guy who talked about his teeth, he was saying that he had to move, about him and his, I think that's his wife, that him and his wife, or he had to move 8 times in 7 months. And this is the life of us targeted individuals. My own my mentally slow, crazy biological family, would use it against me and throw it in my face, saying, how is it that you move around from state to state with no friends? I don't have any friends because you smear campaign and lied to people and told them false things about me. That's why I don't have no. And then you turn around and question why I don't have any friends. You ran them all off. So so I didn't realize the reason why, bouncing around from state to state or ending up homeless off and on was related to my targeting. Well, I had questioned for years, is there something secret? I mean, before I found out the truth, even far back as 2006, 2007, I was trying to figure out, is there something secret in my background check that's causing me to not be able to get a job, or why society treat me like this? And then anytime there's a background check, I'm always told and shown that my background check came out clear. What? I don't know if that's a fly around here. Usually they don't have flies in the middle of the night. But speaking of that, I've seen within the past 2 nights, I've seen 3 roaches in here, and before that there was no roaches. But anyway, I was trying to question um why I why I get treated the way I get treated by society, and why I had a hard time getting a job anywhere. And I heard that some people become targeted individuals after being locked up in a mental institution, or end up being microchipped or implanted against their will after being locked up in a mental institution. So, but as I say, I don't know if I'm implanted or microchipped. I don't know for sure, but I've heard stories about people's teeth, being microchipped, or any other part of their body being microchipped. But I'm pretty much partially deaf in my right ear at the moment. And my ear, when I try to open my ear and it force closed back. But the left ear seems like it's open and a little more clear. But it still keeps popping. I'm gonna try to put some more coconut oil later on. But I just cannot. Excuse me. I cannot sleep. I can't sleep. I'm wide awake. So excuse me for digging in my nose. I had this. I mean, it was very itchy. But for me to have just not quite enough money to stay here, I'm trying to figure out, how am I gonna get my mail? The idea of if I would have to take a long walk to go get mail and be perped along the way, I dread that, having to take a super long walk and get gang stalked the whole way. And then at the waterfront mission, I don't even know if that's walking distance, or I don't think it's walking distance. It might take like an hour or two for me to walk over there. I don't know how long that would take, but I would hate to walk over there, and I'm worried about how am I gonna get the tax returns from the Sky Zone job. And they probably, they did not block my phone number, but they militantly ignore the phone every time I call. So the temp service, they text message me a link to this web portal where I can download my tax returns, and I was able to do that. But Seville Quarter, I was able to get a hold of them and tell them about, ask them to have my stuff sent to the general delivery, because I would have tried to go pick it up that day, but it seemed so short noticed, and um I still feel bad about how that lady, the secretary, Miss Nancy, how she treated me. I mean, as I said, she used to love me, and she used to buy things for me and stuff, and she was the one. I think Mr. Cliff told her to take me to go and pick up antibiotics for my tooth, back several months ago. And when she drove me over to the CVS to go pick up, to go put in and pick up the prescriptions, it's like I was being gang stalked and followed the whole way, and I'm like, oh shit. You know, I'm thinking, wow, they're gonna get her and turn her into a perp. But that day she bought me a few little things, and then she took me back to the job, I think, and so, Mr. Cliff, he had a way to help. He had said he had a dentist friend that I didn't have to pay those 2 times to go to the dentist. Once to get x-rays, and then the next one a cleaning. And they said that they didn't even see any infection or any abscess or anything on the x-rays. And they were telling me how clean my teeth looked and stuff. But the abscess didn't come until August. But I remember in June when I took the antibiotics, I haven't taken antibiotics in years. And when I took the antibiotics, I felt sick enough that I needed to take off from work for a few days. And I texted Mr. Cliff and told him about it, and he said, well, if you don't come back to work, with the, because I said I needed up until like that Thursday off, and he was trying to say, well, I would have needed to come back that Monday or Tuesday, and then he said, well, if you don't come back by Tuesday or whatever, then I'm going to assume that you've abandoned the job. So I was still forced to go back to work sick. And but it's like those guys, they freaking take off whenever they wanted to. But Mr. Cliff didn't used to act like a gang stalker. But then shortly before me quitting, he was throwing up those, 666 and devil horns and the hand signs too. And Mr. Doug, a total asshole, just, he wore a red polo shirt at least 3 or 4 times a week, and he worshipped the number 33. And so everything revolved around the number 33 with him. So Mr. Doug, it's like, it wasn't until Mr. Doug started to work in the kitchen, and you're the one of the owners, and you're sitting there giving me burgers, like hamburgers or whatever, that's half cooked, half, you know, it wasn't like, it's like I would bite into the burger and the first two bites seemed normal. And then after the first two bites, then after that, I started to see it seemed like it was extremely raw in the inside. And after a while, it took me a while to catch on that this was being done deliberately, and it would be every time Mr. Doug was in the kitchen. So, and that Travis guy was always rude, and he was, you know, worshipped his customers, and he was nice to the guys who were co-workers, but I was the only one treated like shit and forced to wait and come back later on and stuff. And Travis had been rude since day one. That's the bartender guy. So, Travis heard. So, they had a lot of perps and devil worshippers over at Seville Quarter. That place wasn't for me. And then to hear every day the song by Van Halen, Running with the Devil. I cringed every time they play that song every day, or almost every day. And then I had weird stuff going on, you know, with the customers doing weird stuff. So, I mean, I'm figuring that maybe Miss Nancy, her mind must have been polluted with the smear campaigns and lies about me too. So, I mean, it hurt me deeply that she was rude to me when I was trying to call and ask about my tax returns. So, like, very vicious and nasty. Had never really been that way before, but she would get a slight attitude when I was working there. She would get like a slight attitude if I asked her if she needed, you know, her trash taken out, you know. So, or she would get mad at me whenever I tried to ask, when it was time to ask for my paycheck and I wanted to ask for my paycheck. You know, it seemed like as if I was forbidden to ask. Like, she would get very moody and get an attitude, you know, for me asking for my paycheck. So, but I mean, other than that, she helped me a whole lot of different ways. But, you know, I mean, like that City Bowl South place and Gulf Breeze, I'm feeling like a sour taste in my mouth that they supposedly know Mr. Cliff and whoever else from Seville Quarter. And I don't want to buy their smoothie bowls anymore. And they're supposed to be Christian, and you sitting there listening to gang stalkers and then militantly ignore and dodge my calls when I try to ask about a job, you know, follow up after a job interview. So, I feel like if Mr. Doug, you know, worships the number 33 and the color red, that man is a hardcore Freemason. If that's the case, you ain't gonna be a business owner, a successful business owner like that, and not be Masonic. And then, I'm gonna say it again, I'm from New Orleans, and they have the worst beignets and gumbo that I've ever tasted. So, but they have some really good miniature burgers when cooked right. It tasted really good. But Mr. Doug, he would try to fix me what he wanted me to have and not really what I wanted. If I said I wanted American cheese on my burger, he would put cheddar and expect me to just accept it, you know. But it's like I was trying to hold on to that job for as long as possible, and the guys, they didn't mind getting fired. You know, they didn't mind getting fired. But one guy, they fired him and then let him work back again and then fired him again. But it's like, yeah, I get no more chances, but I don't want to work back there anyway. My ear hurts so bad. My right ear hurts so bad, it has so much pressure on it. But yeah, my left ear is a little bit better. So um I'm feeling frustrated that I can't sleep. And yeah, so I'm trying to figure out how am I going to get all of my tax returns. I'm scared. I'm really scared and nervous about this because past employees, even in New Orleans, would dodge and ignore me when it's time for tax return. And then, once my taxes are straightened out, I will never ever have to worry about trying to contact past employers anymore. You know, so my time is running out, and I'll see y'all later.